Welcome, Loomers and Crafters. This is Will from Art by Will Scott, and today I'm going to be trying to answer a lot of your questions that you guys asked me. Basically, I like to go ahead and, again, try to stay within the boundaries of making Nintendo characters such as Pokemon and Super Mario. I will be diverging more into some of the minor characters and sub-characters that have spread out from those genres, such as Donkey Kong, Sonic the Hedgehog, and a few others that will be coming along with it. I also dove into realistic animals, so pay attention to those. The elephant and the octopus are now available, so you guys can be able to start doing those. If you have not made them already, the three starters are available. The three larger ones, of course, you have Venusaur, you have Charizard available, and there is also Blastoise available for with the shell and the body are not complete, so you guys can be able to head out to start creating those. I do have Mario characters available as well. So of course we have the Yoshi, which is one of my very first ones that I started creating. I will also be finishing up Bowser at some point. Alright, so the final character is being in development right now and it's being filmed. It should be done by the end of May or the beginning of June, depending on what time I finish. I always strive to get them done as soon as possible for you guys, so that way you guys can start creating them. Gumo also is another one that I have designed and created, so you guys can be able to start doing this character already. It is one of my smallest ones available. It's one of the easier ones, just like Tangela. So if you guys haven't started already, you guys can be able to dive into those characters as well. More of those, of course, are coming, so and also more easy stuff, which is in high demand. So I will be creating a lot more easy tutorials for you guys. If you have not noticed, I have been showing some characters that are not available in tutorials. And the reason why I do that is because I like to just dive into getting you guys to become a little bit more adventurous with your Lumens and start creating your own characters along with those as well. Right? So use techniques and create your own versions, such as some of the ones that I'm going to be showing you as well in just a little bit of what people have been able to create from Facebook and Instagram and are actually making their own tutorials as well. Generally, when it comes to my workstation, I usually go ahead and use three different types of hooks. And of course, I use the Rainbow Loom hook that has the mini loom attached to it, of course. I usually do a lot of tutorials that will include the one with the two little mini pegs. Or you can always use two pegs on any of your looms, of course. I try to have at least a crochet hook. Normally, with the loomigurumi stuff, you might need ones that have the double-ended ones, but I find it pretty easy. Just go ahead and use one. I have multiple of these. Try to get them in different sizes. Ones that are best are the 3.75 in the size. Anything that is like 3.5, 3.75, or maybe a 4. Anything more than that, of course, or it makes the hook a lot harder to be able to get things in there. Okay. Also, I try to get a little pick, and these help out to take out any of the tighter parts of your loom bands. This will also help out a lot more when it start to distinguish little bands, so that way it'll be a lot easier to just go ahead and start to separate things, or things that are tied in really, really tight slip knots. So you may want to need a pick for these type of things. I always keep a notebook in handy, and I have multiple looms. So the more looms that you have, of course, the better and bigger things you can either do. I tend to use a lot of beads on some of the parts. Because our cosplay, some parts I may need beads. It'll depending if I want to use them for their eyes or not. Typical normal beads that are part of the big pony beads are going to be this size, but I usually use a smaller size. So those are the ones that you want to go more towards. And you can find this at a craft store or any any store that might have jewelry in there as well. I also use 2 different types of wire. I prefer the coated wire, the ones that are black, because they are a lot less prone to damage your bands over time. If they get wet or anything, or start to rust, these are going to be already coated. They're not going to be affecting and rubbing onto your bands and disintegrating them. The ones that I use are 20 gauge, and I also use 16 gauge. The smaller the number, the bigger the wire is. You want to go ahead and just try different types of wires and see which one will apply better for you. I like the ones that are really sturdy, copper wiring. All right, so you want to go for the copper ones, not the aluminum ones, because the copper ones are a lot more sturdier, and you want to have them be very strong, but also flexible enough for you to be able to work with. Okay. Things I tend to use with my loom projects are, of course, my protectant sealant. I use 303 interior and exterior ultimate UV protection, and this is going to help prevent for further damages. I actually made a video on this. If you want to go ahead and take a look at it, I put a link up there. It's for how to be able to protect your loom bands with oils and sealers. You're also going to be needing pliers a lot. I tend to use a lot of pliers. I use also my monster loom a lot, so if you have a monster loom, that comes very handy. And I use a lot of C-clips for a lot of things, or I do tying a lot as well. I do want to go ahead and thank you guys so much for being patient with me. If you have been following me from the start, you will know that I did take a hiatus or time off because I actually developed arthritis into my looming hand. At the point that it started, I also injured it pretty badly, where it was swollen, it was bruised, and I could not loom for the life of me for quite a long time. I actually took like 5 months of rest, so that's why I did not do any looming at all for the latter part of 2015. But I have returned, I'm back, and I'm looking to be able to create a lot more stuff for you guys. So again, for those that are patient with me, thank you so much, and just keep waiting. Like I said, my stuff take a long time to create and design. There is a process to how I do things, and it's just the way that I work. Right? I don't always have time to be able to loom a lot, and especially because my things are a lot more intricate than most of the other loomers out there. They take a lot of time to be able to create. Also, thank you so much for subscribing. If you have not already, then like my videos, subscribe, add me on Facebook and Instagram, and again, thank you so much for not duplicating, replicating, or translating my videos. Right? They are with my copyright. Right? If you have more comments or questions for me, go ahead and leave them below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Right? So look forward to more tutorials.